Life can often resemble a complex web of relationships, an ongoing expedition filled with unexpected twists and turns. Have you ever pondered whether the individuals in your life are authentically supportive or merely exploiting your kindness? I've been in that position, and I understand the uncertainty that arises when questioning the genuineness of the connections we forge. It's akin to standing at a crossroads, unsure which direction leads to sincere relationships, the kind that elevate, inspire, and bring out the best in you. The good news is that you're not navigating this journey alone any longer. Today, we're delving deep into an exploration of human behavior, emotions, and the profound wisdom of Stoicism, my favored philosophy. Our goal is to decipher subtle yet indicative signs of someone taking advantage of you. These signs aren't just arbitrary tips or generic advice. They're meticulously crafted insights that you can identify with, learn from, and integrate into your life. We're addressing real solutions here. Solutions that empower you to see beyond the surface and navigate your relationships with newfound clarity and self-respect. It's not solely about avoiding users and toxic individuals. It's about attracting and nurturing bonds that genuinely enrich your life, elevate your spirits, and contribute to your personal growth. Are you prepared to transform your perception and approach to relationships? Ready to cultivate more authentic, fulfilling connections? If your answer is yes, you're in the right place. Let's embark on this journey together. But before we dive in, keep in mind that as we explore these insights, we'll anchor ourselves in the wisdom of Stoicism. This philosophy teaches us to focus on what's within our control, value self-awareness, and insist on the respect we deserve. So take a seat, get comfortable, and brace yourself for a voyage of self-discovery, empowerment, and authentic connections. You've just set foot on a path toward a better version of yourself. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss this. Number 1. Imagine this scenario. You've accomplished something you're genuinely proud of, a feat that required time and effort. Eagerly, you share your achievement with someone, anticipating a pat on the back, a high five, or a simple congratulations. Instead, what you receive is a dismissive, "That's all." Or perhaps you open up about your dreams, aspirations, and vision for the future, only to be met with belittling remarks. These aren't casual comments, my friends. They are subtle tools wielded by some to perpetuate a state of self-doubt. It's as if they aim to make you feel smaller so they can feel bigger. It becomes a game for them. Enter Stoicism. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what's within our control, and your reaction to these diminishing comments falls into that realm. The next time someone attempts to downplay your achievements or belittle your dreams, recall this Stoic principle. These comments reveal more about the speaker's insecurities than they do about your worth. It's their way of admitting they feel threatened by your success. Now, you have a choice, my friends. You can either let these words exert power over you, or recognize them for what they truly are, reflections of someone else's inner turmoil. Your self-esteem is not a tool for others to undermine. It's your shield, your unyielding strength against those seeking to exploit you for their gain. Surround yourself with positivity and individuals who genuinely support and uplift you. Through the Stoic lens, your life is too precious to be dimmed by the insecurities of others. Maintain your inner peace and let your actions speak louder than words. In the pursuit of personal growth, remember that your self-esteem is not a tool for others to undermine. It's yours to protect. The next time you encounter diminishing comments, respond with equanimity and self-assurance. A true Stoic doesn't engage in petty battles of words. They stand firm in their self-worth. Your journey is about personal growth, and you deserve relationships that uplift you, not drag you down. Number 2. Broken promises. We've all crossed paths with individuals who possess a magical way with words, akin to skilled storytellers spinning tales and making grand promises effortlessly. However, when the time comes for them to translate those words into actions, they disappear into thin air, leaving behind a trail of unfulfilled promises. It's reminiscent of watching a magic show, where they make you believe in the impossible and incredible, and you eagerly await the moment for them to pull a rabbit out of the hat. Yet instead, you're left with an empty hat and a sense of disappointment. In this scenario, Stoicism imparts a crucial lesson, emphasizing the significance of actions over words. Actions, unlike words, do not deceive. They serve as the true measure of someone's intent and commitment. When promises become a freely given currency but are rarely fulfilled, it's a clear sign. Pay attention to the pattern. Does this person consistently fall short when it matters most? Are their words akin to beautiful blueprints for a house that never materialize on the construction site? Trust. The foundation of any relationship cannot be built on words alone. Stoicism comes into play again, not advocating for cynicism but for discernment. Trust and relationships thrive on a delicate balance of words and actions. When someone's actions consistently fail to align with their words, it's a red flag. It suggests that they may be more invested in the appearance of supportiveness rather than genuine support. Recognizing this empowers you to make informed decisions about who you allow into your inner circle. Your time and emotional investment are precious. Reserve them for those who not only speak sincerely but also act with integrity. In relationships, quality trumps quantity. You're not merely a resource. You're a person deserving of a balanced, reciprocal connection. Don't settle for a one-person show. You deserve a supportive team on this journey called life. After all, how else can you grow? So, when confronted with broken promises, remember this Stoic wisdom. It's not about cynicism. It's about discernment. Trust and relationships thrive on a foundation of harmonious words and actions, and those consistently falling short may not be the companions you need. Number 3. Unilateral benefit. Envision this scenario. You consistently find yourself as the primary giver in a relationship, offering support and your time without receiving much in return. Just defining silence when you need assistance. It goes beyond mere generosity. It's a glaring sign that your value is overlooked. Enter Stoicism, my dear viewers. Stoicism imparts wisdom about mutual respect and balance, essential elements for any healthy relationship. Your worth is not solely determined by your generosity or availability. Recognize this one-sided dynamic and have the courage to establish boundaries. It's not selfish, it's self-respect. Engage in honest conversations and observe who is willing to adjust. Those unwilling to reciprocate are making way for individuals who genuinely appreciate you. Remember, in relationships, quality surpasses quantity. You're not just a resource. You're a person deserving of a balanced, reciprocal connection. Don't settle for being the solo performer in the relationship orchestra. You deserve a supportive team on this journey called life. How can you grow when you're carrying the weight of the world alone? Stoicism reminds us that your self-esteem is not a tool for others to undermine. It's your shield, your unyielding strength against those seeking to exploit you. If you find yourself rowing the boat alone while someone else enjoys the scenery, it's time to reflect on Stoic wisdom. Don't settle for a one-person show. Seek those who understand the importance of balance in relationships. Stay discerning and choose connections where mutual respect and reciprocity are guiding principles. In our journey of self-improvement, it's crucial to surround ourselves with those who appreciate and recognize our worth. Number 4. Disregard for your emotions or needs. Each time you express yourself, it feels as though your words evaporate before reaching their ears. Pouring your heart out seems to render you as insignificant as a piece of furniture in the room. It's not mere carelessness, it's a deliberate act designed to keep you under their thumb. This behavior starkly deviates from the Stoic principle of mutual respect and empathy. In Stoicism, we learn to value each other's feelings and needs, yet in this scenario, it's as if they've become artists of your emotional landscape, painting it with colors of neglect and indifference. Here's the crucial realization. Your emotional well-being matters. Your feelings are valid and your needs are important. It's imperative to recognize these patterns. When your joys and sorrows are met with indifference or hollow words, it's a clear sign to break free from these chains. Begin by listening to your inner voice, that quiet whisper telling you something isn't right. Trust it. You are not a background character in someone else's story. You are the lead in your own. When your emotions and needs are consistently brushed aside, it's time to speak up. It's not about inciting conflict, but honoring your feelings. If they persist in ignoring your needs, it might be time to reevaluate the relationship. Stoicism teaches us that respecting yourself is the first step in teaching others how to respect you. Sometimes the most empowering action is to walk away from those who don't value your worth. Stand up for your feelings and needs. Surround yourself with people who not only hear you, but also see you. Relationships should be a two-way street, not a one-way alley, leading only to someone else's happiness. In the pursuit of self-improvement, remember that your peace of mind is your most valuable possession. Guard it with the wisdom of a Stoic warrior. Your well-being matters, and you deserve to be in relationships where your feelings and needs are not just acknowledged, but cherished. Number 5. Emotional manipulation. Picture navigating a relationship, a friendship, or even a workplace where your confidence starts to dwindle. It's not due to any personal change on your part, but rather someone's hidden agenda to manipulate your feelings. These manipulators are cunning. They cloak themselves as friends or allies, skillfully eroding your self-esteem. They employ a crafty blend of praise and criticism, making you reliant on their validation. Here's where we ground ourselves in Stoicism, recalling the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, that beacon of Stoic philosophy. He said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This profound insight serves as our armor in the subtle battleground of emotional manipulation. When interactions leave you drained rather than uplifted, it's time to take note. This awareness is your first step toward empowerment. Boundaries are not just lines drawn in the sand. They are the walls of your mental fortress. Speak up for your values, challenge inconsistencies, and most importantly, engage with those who respect and encourage your growth. Remember, your peace of mind is your most valuable possession. Guard it with the wisdom of a Stoic warrior. In the face of emotional manipulation, recognize that you have the power to choose how you react. Sometimes the most empowering thing is to set boundaries and walk away from those attempting to manipulate your feelings. Stoicism teaches us the value of self-control in the face of emotional manipulation. So, stand strong against it, trust your instincts, challenge the manipulation, and protect your peace of mind. Your mental space is yours to govern, and by safeguarding it, you not only honor yourself, but also uphold the Stoic virtue of self-control. Remember, your well-being matters, and you deserve relationships built on trust, respect, and authenticity. Number 6, lack of genuine support. In every important relationship, having real support is like having a personal cheerleader who's there for you in good times and bad. But what if this support is missing? Well, it's like walking a tightrope without a safety net. You take a step, hoping for encouragement or a helping hand, only to find emptiness. This absence is a big warning sign in any relationship, indicating that the other person might see you as just a stepping stone, not a partner in growth. Genuine support is more than just constant agreement or always cheering you on. It's about having someone who values your dreams as much as their own. When this support is missing, your successes and challenges don't matter much to them. They may nod along, but their minds are somewhere else. They're like shadows that appear when things are good, but disappear at the first sign of trouble. Such relationships are draining, leaving you feeling alone in your efforts. Here's the Stoic wisdom we rely on. Notice these patterns when your joys and sorrows are met with indifference or empty words. It's a sign to reconsider the depth and direction of the connection. To thrive, surround yourself with people who genuinely care about your well-being. It's not about finding people who always agree, but those who challenge and uplift you, celebrating your victories and standing by you in tough times. In a world where relationships can often be surface level, building connections rooted in mutual respect and genuine interest is not just nice, it's crucial. These are the bonds that not only withstand the test of time, but also push you forward, enriching your life with shared purpose and understanding. So remember, you're not just looking for companions, you're seeking allies on the journey of life. Genuine support is the fuel that propels us forward, on the path of self-improvement and growth. Number 7, constant competition. In Stoic philosophy, they say we should concentrate on things we can control and not stress about what's beyond our control. Constant competition often makes us concentrate on things we can't control, like comparing ourselves to someone else's achievements or possessions. Imagine always being in a battle of trying to one-up each other. It's tiring. You're always keeping track of who owes what, who's ahead, and who's behind. It's not a good way to handle relationships with friends, family, or colleagues. The Stoics would tell us that real relationships thrive when both people grow and achieve things together. It's not about keeping score. It's about lifting each other up and celebrating each other's successes as if they were our own. Picture a world where your achievements inspire joy instead of jealousy for those around you. That's the kind of connection we should aim for. So here's the Stoic wisdom we rely on. Shift your focus from competition to collaboration. Remember, life isn't a game where someone's success takes away from someone else's potential for success. Instead of trying to outdo each other, work together to reach common goals. That's where the true strength of relationships lies, in a shared purpose and journey towards something meaningful. When you let go of constant competition, you create space for genuine connections. You become allies on the path of life, supporting and uplifting each other. And that, my friends, is a much more fulfilling way to navigate the intricate web of relationships. So remember, you don't have to compete in every interaction. Concentrate on connections built on mutual respect and support. Number 8, absence in critical moments. Have you ever been in a situation where everything was going well and you were surrounded by friends and well-wishers? But when tough times arrived, some of those friends seemed to vanish like shadows in the night. In Stoicism, they talk about understanding what's within our control and what's not. Well, the behavior of fair-weather friends falls into the category of what we can't control. We can't make them be there for us in those crucial moments. What we can control is how we see and react to it. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own goodness, our own character, and our own actions. It reminds us that we can't control other people, their choices, or their loyalty. So when you face the absence of someone you thought was a friend in a critical moment, remember the Stoic advice. Your support system should be there when you need it most, but it doesn't always work that way, and that's okay. During these tough times, we really see the quality of the connections we've made. Stoicism encourages us to look inside ourselves, build our own inner strength, and navigate life's challenges. Instead of getting bitter about fair-weather friends, Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own toughness. In the end, our own character matters most. What's truly beautiful about embracing Stoic principles is that you become a source of strength, not just for yourself, but for others too. You become the kind of friend who's there in good days and bad days. So remember, while fair-weather friends may come and go, your inner Stoic strength is always with you. Focus on building your own character, your own resilience, and be the kind of friend you'd want in your own tough moments. Number 9, lack of reciprocity. In Stoicism, they talk about knowing what we can control and what we can't. Well, the actions and choices of others, like whether they give back in a relationship, usually fall into that category of things we can't control. But here's the Stoic idea. Healthy relationships need a balance of giving and taking. It's about realizing you can't make someone change or make them give back. However, you can control how you handle the situation. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own good qualities and values. It tells us to be the best version of ourselves, no matter how others act. So, if you're in a relationship where you're always giving without getting much in return, remember that your actions are in your control. It's not about getting back at someone. It's about setting fair limits and telling them what you need. Stoicism reminds us to aim for greatness in our own character and actions, regardless of what's happening around us. Instead of getting upset or annoyed, Stoicism guides us to look inside ourselves and find fulfillment in being the best version of us, whether others give back or not. And here's the wonderful part. When you live by Stoic principles, you become a shining example of strength and goodness. You become someone who knows how to set fair limits and express your needs clearly. So, remember, even though a lack of give and take in a relationship can be tough, it's a chance to learn and discover more about yourself. Focus on your own character, your own values, and your own journey toward being the best version of yourself. Number 10, betrayal. In Stoicism, they talk about focusing on what you can control and accepting what you can't. Well, the actions of others, like betrayals, usually fall into that category of things we can't control. But here's where Stoicism helps. It teaches us to face the problem with clear thinking and decide what to do next. It reminds us that while we can't control what someone else does, we have full control over how we react. Stoicism encourages us to find strength in tough times and keep our inner calm, even when trust is broken. It's about realizing that betrayal reflects the other person's choices, not our own worth. Instead of getting lost in anger or resentment, Stoicism guides us to step back, think clearly, and decide how we want to move forward. It's not about seeking revenge or holding on to grudges. Stoicism teaches us to pick the path that aligns with our values and principles, to find the most virtuous way, even when facing betrayal. Here's the powerful part. When you live by Stoic principles in moments of betrayal, you become a symbol of strength and wisdom. You become someone who can handle tough situations with grace and integrity. So remember, even though betrayal hurts, it can be a chance to grow and learn more about yourself. It's an opportunity to reaffirm your values, your principles, and your commitment to living a virtuous life. Number 11, selective availability. It's like they're saying you're important, but only when I decide you are. This can mess with how you feel about yourself, your sense of worth, and your peace of mind. Now, let's bring in a bit of Stoicism. Stoicism teaches us about the importance of valuing ourselves and having self-respect. It reminds us that our worth is not tied to someone else's whims or actions. In Stoicism, we find this anchor, this stability within ourselves. We learn that it's okay to set boundaries, stand up for our worth, and not be at the beck and call of someone else's selective availability. When we internalize Stoic principles, we start to appreciate ourselves more. Not in a prideful way, but in a way that recognizes our dignity and self-respect. So the next time you find yourself in a situation where someone is keeping you on standby, remember that Stoic wisdom. It's a reminder that you are not a pawn in someone else's game. You're a person with your own thoughts, feelings, and worth. Here's the thing. When you start living in line with Stoic values, you become less susceptible to the manipulations of others. You become more resilient, more centered, and more in control of your own life. So, take a deep breath, remember your worth, and don't let anyone play games with your heart or mind. In the grand theater of life, you're the star of your own show. Selective availability might try to dim your light, but with Stoicism as your anchor, you can shine brightly and authentically, regardless of external pressures. Number 12, making you feel guilty. Here's the Stoic wisdom for you. Understanding that saying no and setting boundaries isn't selfish. It's a basic part of taking care of yourself and necessary for your overall well-being. In Stoicism, there's this great idea of knowing what you can control and what you can't. Your actions and boundaries are within your control, but how someone else sees or reacts to them is beyond your control. So when someone tries to make you feel guilty for taking care of yourself, remember the Stoic teachings. It teaches you to focus on your own, good qualities and values, not be influenced by outside judgments. It's not about being unkind, it's about respecting your own needs and boundaries. If you always give in to guilt, you're basically giving away your own power. In Stoicism, we learn to be kind to ourselves, to have self-compassion. So saying no when you need to isn't just okay, it's an act of self-love. It's saying that your well-being matters, remember. Manipulators thrive on making you feel guilty. But when you embrace Stoicism, you're not an easy target. You become like a solid fortress of inner strength. So the next time someone tries to make you feel guilty for setting boundaries or taking care of yourself, take a deep breath, remind yourself of the Stoic teachings, and stand firm. Your well-being is worth it. Number 13, lack of personal interest. In Stoicism, there's a great lesson about the importance of being virtuous and wise. It's not just about how we behave, but also about the people we have around us. When you're in a relationship where your thoughts, feelings, and ideas aren't respected or even noticed, it can be disheartening. But remember, Stoicism teaches us about the importance of being with those who appreciate our inner world. Having personal interest in each other is a crucial part of a meaningful connection. It's not just about talking, it's about listening, understanding, and valuing what the other person brings to the table. In Stoicism, we learn about the wisdom of choosing our company wisely. We're encouraged to look for relationships where there's a genuine exchange of ideas and emotions, where there's a mutual interest in each other's well-being. So, if you're in a one-sided relationship where it feels like your thoughts and feelings are ignored, remember that you deserve better. You deserve connections where your inner world is celebrated. Stoicism reminds us that it's okay to prioritize meaningful relationships in our lives. It's not about cutting people off, but nurturing connections that truly enrich your life. As you think about your relationships, consider the Stoic wisdom that tells us to focus on what's truly in our control, our choices, our values, and the company we keep. So if you're playing a one-sided tennis match in a relationship, maybe it's time to find a partner who's ready to play and appreciate your thoughts and feelings. Number 14, unilateral conversations. In the world of Stoicism, there's a big lesson about being virtuous, which includes being wise and fair. It's not just about how we behave, but also about how we talk with others. When you're in conversations where it's all about the other person and it feels like your words are ignored, it can be really frustrating. But remember, Stoicism teaches us about making conversations fair and balanced. In a healthy and meaningful conversation, there should be a balance, a give and take. Your voice deserves to be heard just as much as theirs. It's not a one-sided talk, it's a two-way street. In Stoicism, we learn about the wisdom of making our interactions fair. We're encouraged to talk with others in a way that respects their thoughts and feelings, but also values our own. So, if you find yourself in a situation where it feels like you're stuck in a one-sided conversation, remember that you have the power to change it. It's okay to guide the conversation toward a more balanced exchange of ideas and emotions. Stoicism reminds us that it's crucial to keep our integrity in conversations. It's about making sure that your voice is not just heard, but also respected. As you handle these conversations, think about the Stoic wisdom that tells us to focus on what's in our control, our behavior, our choices, and our commitment to fairness. So if you feel like your words are being ignored, don't hesitate to steer the conversation. Embrace Stoic principles of fairness and wisdom, and you'll find your way to more balanced and meaningful exchanges. Number 15, superficial closeness. Stoicism teaches us about being sincere and having real connections, like strong pillars for a fulfilling life. But superficial closeness can give an illusion of connection without any real depth. It's like having a cake that looks great outside but tastes bland inside. Stoicism says we should go after wisdom, virtue, and meaningful relationships. It tells us to look for connections built on sincerity, mutual growth, and genuine interest. So when you're in relationships or friendships that feel shallow, where the connection is more like a surface-level show, remember the Stoic wisdom. Authentic relationships are not just about appearances. They go deeper, nourishing your soul and bringing real fulfillment. Stoicism teaches us to value what truly matters. It's about finding connections where both people are committed to growing, with a sincere interest in each other's well-being. As you deal with these relationships, remember the Stoic principle of wisdom. Make choices that align with your values and bring real meaning to your life. So, if you ever feel surrounded by superficial closeness, don't be afraid to look for genuine connections that match your values and goals. Stoicism reminds us that life is too short to invest in relationships without depth and authenticity. It encourages us to enjoy the beauty of authentic connections where hearts and minds meet on a deep level. As you go through life, seek out those real connections that resonate with Stoic principles of sincerity, wisdom, and genuine interest. Number 16, continued lack of respect. If you're always feeling ignored, it might be time to take a Stoic approach. That means standing up for your dignity. Not in an angry way, but with calm and firm resolve. Stoicism isn't about reacting with frustration. It's about responding with wisdom and grace, like finding calm in the middle of a storm. So, if you're dealing with ongoing disrespect in your relationships, remember the Stoic principle of self-respect. It says we shouldn't tolerate being treated less than we deserve. Take a deep breath and remember that you have the power to address this calmly, but firmly. It's about asserting your boundaries and declaring your worth. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what's in our control, and that includes how we let others treat us. It gently reminds us that we don't have to accept disrespect in any form. As you navigate your relationships, especially when respect is lacking, channel your inner Stoic. Stand up for your dignity with the wisdom and grace that this philosophy teaches. You are worthy of respect, and the Stoic way is to calmly and firmly uphold that truth. As we end this meaningful discussion, remember that your well-being and dignity are extremely important in the grand theater of life. You're the main character, and you have the power to shape your story, just as the Stoics would encourage. If you find yourself in situations where respect is lacking, channel your inner Stoic with calm determination and assert your worth. It's not about confrontation, it's about self-respect, and you deserve the utmost respect. Before we part ways, I invite you to continue this journey of self-discovery and Stoic wisdom by exploring one of the playlists on your screen. Dive deeper into the profound teachings of Stoicism and uncover valuable insights for a more meaningful and resilient life. Your path to a Stoic-inspired life begins with a single step, and this playlist is your guide. Thank you for being a part of this conversation, and until next time, stay strong, stay Stoic, and always remember the power of self-respect.